Hi everyone, welcome to your 5-minute Photoshop tool crash course. Alright, first things first, you can see I already have a couple of squares here, but let's look at the shape tool. It's right here. The default is rectangle, but all you have to do to get more options is to right click. Let's choose ellipse, and I'm going to hold down shift so that I get a perfectly round circle. Okay, so you can see here's my new circle, and you can also see it's on layer 1 because that was my active layer. So next let's go to the move tool, and I'll show you that anything on the active layer, which is layer 1, is going to be moved when I use the move tool. If I go to layer 2, I will only move this little square that I have. Alright, now let's look at the crop tool. Pretty self-explanatory, but see up here, anytime you have a tool active, it gives you this upper bar where you can customize options. In the case of the crop tool, you can set a certain width, height, or even resolution that you would like, and it will stay within those parameters. In our case though, we just have this little marquee. It shows us our selection area. Double click to accept, and we have our new image. Simply Control Z to undo. Alright, next an interesting tool is the clone stamp. So let's go back to layer 1. Now, to use the clone stamp, you have to define which area you're cloning or copying. So let's say that we're going to clone this little corner here. So let's say you have to Alt and you get this little crosshairs and click. And now we can paint an exact clone or copy of what we chose. Pretty neat for all kinds of applications, so that's a fun tool to really play around with. Okay, next is the eraser tool. Pretty easy, does exactly what you think it would do. So let's say we want to erase this. Now again, we can control the brush up here in our top toolbars. We can choose the size or even the hardness. My brush is very soft right now. You can see you get a soft edge, but if you go to a very hard brush, the edge is very hard. So you can really choose what you like. You can also choose how opaque it is. You can just erase a little bit. Okay, now we have the paint bucket tool. Let's say that we want to change the color of this square to black. All we have to do is click the paint bucket. Now, since we're on layer 2, if we paint bucket here, it's just going to color the whole layer. Which, if you want to do that, you can create a new layer, and this whole layer can be black. Alright, the type tool. Click anywhere you like. It'll give you a cursor, and you can type. Of course, just come right up here to change the size and font. Again, with the move tool, you can move it right here in our box. Okay, next is the eyedropper tool that's right down here. Let's say that we wanted the exact color of this for our text, this gray. All we have to do is click it, and it makes the selected color that color, which is helpful if you're trying to match a specific color. It doesn't really do anything other than select the color, but once you have the color you like, say we like this gray, we can go back to our shape tool on a different layer and create a gray ellipse. Alright, last is the zoom tool. Pretty self-explanatory. You can zoom in, go up here, and zoom out. And that's it. Hope you learned a little bit about some of the tools in Photoshop.